We've been telling you all morning about that scary landing at LaGuardia Airport yesterday. That Southwest flight came in from Nashville, so a lot of those passengers are from here. We're joined now on the phone by Kathy Boles. She's from Brentwood and was on the plane yesterday. Kathy, good morning. Thanks for joining us. First, I want to ask you, when did you first notice something was going wrong with this flight?
It honestly was not until the very end of the flight when we were just doing what seemed to be a typical landing, and as soon as we touched down, it was clear then that it was not a smooth landing, and it was not even just a little bit of a bumpy landing. It was just a huge impact, and then just a skid. And there was no, you could tell that the front of the plane was at a much different level than normal when you land in a plane.
What was it like inside the cockpit? What was going on inside the plane when that happened? Obviously, you didn't know it was coming, so there were no announcements to brace yourself for impact.
It really, I think it just surprised everyone, obviously, on board. It really was an extremely responsible group of people on the plane, and really kind of looking back, I mean, it wasn't screaming. I mean, I think there were sighs and gasps, that, that sort of shock sounds, I think, were the sounds, but I think everyone remained relatively calm. I mean, and it got really frightening once we knew what happened, and you could smell, something burning, and you didn't know what it was. You didn't know if it was the tires from the skidding in the back. I mean, you weren't really sure what it was, but I think as soon as we came to a complete stop, that's when everybody realized, like, we need to get off this plane. But we were still, this plane was still sealed. While I'm sure they were making sure it was safe on the outside for us to get out, but we were all ready to get off, and everyone was standing and trying to collect their things and trying to figure out, should we even get our things. That was the part where it got a little scary, and smoke began to fill the whole plane, and people were ready to get off.
Do you think Southwest handled the response in the right way?
I have never been through such a crisis type situation, and I'm sure they practice it day after day after day, all different scenarios, and as best of their ability, I think they safely got us all off. There were a limited number of people who were harmed, and really I don't think there were any serious injuries from what I've heard. So, I think we were all extremely fortunate, and it's hard to prepare for every single scenario, but it seemed to me that we all are safe, and that's the best that we could hope for.
Are you going to fly again, Kathy?
I am, and that's what my whole family asked. How are you getting back to Nashville? And I thought, well, I could drive 14 or 15 hours, or I could try that flight again. So I think I'm just gonna give it a try.
All right, we'll be thinking of you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the phone with us. That's Kathy Boles. She's from Brentwood, and she was on board that Southwest flight that landed yesterday in LaGuardia without the front landing gear.